Today on the channel, once upon a time, I was sat down by one Buck Dharma. And Buck told me, Kyle, don't fear the Reaper. But today on the channel, from McFarlane Toys and the Spawn line, we've got Reaper.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another McFarlane Toys Spawn unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got the Reaper. But for all your Reaper needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Gotta get a deal out there. And the Reaper here I picked up at Entertainment Earth, as he is shipping right now. If you do need him, head on over there and get a bunch of other figures too while you're at it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And the Reaper, a character much after my time of reading Spawn back in the day. So I did not remember him, but apparently he was the Redeemer at one time, and Spawn freed him from heaven, I guess, and now he's the Reaper. I could be wrong, but I know a cool figure when I see one, and this one's kind of cool. It's not the coolest one ever, but I'm all in on the Spawn line. I'm here for this, and I do like a little bit of the color differences on this one. So we'll see what all the fuss is about here in a second. But let's pull him out of the package. But before we do that, let's take a look. And of course, you got that big Spawn window. In case you ever do meet the Reaper on the street or a convention or something, you can have him sign the front of this package if you want to. You got the Spawn logo, classic logo down low. Of course, Reaper, the name right there. Big window box. Love the old plasm, necroplasm, ectoplasm in the back. Looking really good. Spawn logo at the top. 22 points of articulation, or is it 30? 22 points on this one here. Looking really good on the side. A little comic artwork there. Little Spawn action right on the side there. And then on the back, we get the big old picture of the artwork here. No blurb, anything like that. I don't believe there's a card in here either, which is a miss, if you ask me. It is a miss at the end of the day. Do need to get the old knife out, cut the sides. Let's get this Reaper out of the package here. See what all the fuss is about. Anybody fussing about the Reaper? Is he a popular character in this day and age? What is going on in the Spawn world? What's old Al Simmons up to these days? What's he doing? Hanging out and doing stuff? Who knows? Who knows? But there it is. See you later. Goodbye. It looks like we got some wings. And we got a little bit of a scythe right there as well, maybe? Who knows? Who knows? We're going to punch this all out. Cut those wings out of here. Cut this little weapon out. Man, it's locked in all over the place. 3, 4 spots for this weapon. They don't want that going anywhere at the end of the day. There it is, looking good. Uh-oh, almost threw it. Forgot about the Spawn stand. You got to get the stand. Got to have our last Spawn stand here. Oh, come on. There it is. See you later. Get the stand out. We've seen these before, of course. See you later. Goodbye. Nice Spawn stand, looking really nice there. And then, of course, plastic prison for the Reaper. We get extra hands with him as well. And, of course, why wouldn't he be? He's twist-tied in, locked in all over the place. Locked in at the waist, locked in everywhere. So let's cut him out as well. Real quick, we'll get him freed from this plastic prison. An interesting one is, it makes me, I just wish I had time to catch up with what's going on in all these comic worlds. It's kind of like, hey, I know what I know from back in the day. I know what I know from video games, and then any kind of movies, TV shows, and stuff that I do come across. But it's, I don't want to say it's a chore, but it's a lot of work to search out comics and read them. Obviously, you can download apps. You can do that kind of stuff. I get it, but man, you can't be on top of everything. That's the hard part. And I have so many interests in life, even outside action figures that I'm interested in, see you later, that I want to do. I just can never find the time. That's why I always say, what is time? How do I find more of it? It's one of those things, when you're a little kid, you had all the time in the world. And when you get older, it's just time just flies. And there's never enough time to get things done. I have a huge list. Every day, I start my day with a huge list of stuff I want to accomplish. And I barely ever get half of it done. That's just the way it goes. And just not enough time. Just not enough time. So there you go. What is time? That's the final one there. Review over. What is time? Who knows? But let's start in. Let's start in with some of these accessories first. We're going to start with this big old weapon. And I don't know if I've ever seen a gummier weapon from the Spawn line, DC McFarlane line than this. This is absolutely very floppy, very, very soft plastic on the handle on this one. I don't know, it can't even really support this. I can see this over time just kind of drooping down because the top is fairly heavy, but man, very gummy on the bottom here. All in black, looking okay. You got a couple of little silver points on there. Maybe that's just the black that got removed that was stuck against the back of the cardboard. I think that's what it is. The paint was taken off. Big silver top on the top here. Almost looks like a bird, kind of a bird beak going on there. Obviously the Redeemer, you got some wings. Kind of fits together here with the Reaper. But an interesting weapon, a big weapon. Wouldn't want to be on the business end of this. There's no doubt about it. Then we do get the big old wings, the big old black wings looking nice. The McFarlane line always does a really good job, be it Hawkman, be it Redeemer, be it Reaper right here. Big old black wings looking nice. The feathers look really good. All in one color, of course. Plug into his back. We've seen that before with, once again, Hawkman, Redeemer, other figures over the years. But this does look really good. We'll plug these in here shortly. But let's dive into the Reaper here. And I guess he does got 2 extra hands. We got kind of 2 splayed out hands going on him here. And then we got 2 kind of gripping hands on this side. So you can choose your own Reaper gripping hand adventure at the end of the day, however you want to do it. But now we got the Reaper out of the package. First thing I notice is the very blank face on him. He's just got kind of a shield over the front, kind of a goldish color there, orangish, yellowish, goldish pea color. Who knows what it is? Depends how your pea is. If you're hydrated, maybe it's not your pea color, but you know how that goes. But looking interesting there in the head sculpt department. No emotion, no nothing. You have no idea what's going on with him. But he does match that goldish color to the shoulder gauntlets, the spikes there, down to the forearm protector, and then, of course, the Terry Steinbach lower half of this one here with the shin guards, the knee pads going on. Looking very ornate, looking almost like a knight from the Round Kingdom or something there. Spikes all over the place on here, and it's some extremely sharp spikes on this. So wild to me that you got very soft rubber gummy on here, and then you got extremely hard spikes here, where if you took this to somebody's face, you could carve open their forehead with one of these if you wanted to. You'd almost think the softer spikes would be on this, the harder spike over here. What do I know at the end of the day? So there is something to note there, but man, very sharp. Be careful there. Bad day at the office if you get hit with one of those. Little purple kind of jewel in the middle, and then a brown color that looks really interesting against this yellow, and then kind of a tealish color throughout. So a very colorful guy in the Spawn universe is this Reaper figure, there's no doubt. Arms do go all the way around. The shoulder gauntlets do come with the arms. I do like that. Double jointed elbows, looking good. Of course, you got pins in them. Hands removable, back, forth, side to side. Head, back, forth, side to side, up and down. Pretty good movement out of the head on here. You get the hula hoop at the top. You do get the traditional waist as well, so you get the double articulation out of that. The big old Reaper splits if you do need them. Of course, legs go up, legs go back. Usual articulation from McFarlane. You do get the double jointed knees, very tight in the knee department, very sharp moving these. Cut your hands up if you're not careful. Then, of course, you get the patented toe articulation on McFarlane. You do get up and down articulation on the feet, but not really any side to side. He's got those big bell bottoms down here is what it looks like to me, bell bottoms. But an interesting one. And a character, like I said, I don't know a whole lot of anything about, but he does look interesting. He will stand out on the McFarlane Spawn shelf. There's no doubt there. Of course, as I talked about, these wings should just plug in the back. Sometimes easier than others. Hawkman went on pretty easy. He might have to be heated up. Oh, there we go. I got it in. Just a little elbow grease is what you need. Just got to push him in there. Got to fight through it. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, my gosh. But he's got some black wings, which look very striking, of course, against the other colors. He doesn't have too much black. He's got a little bit of black in his chest, but it does look very striking on these wings. And, of course, the wings you can turn up if you want to, or you can just knock them out if you want to. And, of course, it's separated on me, so I got to plug that back in. I've had that happen before as well with some of these McFarlane wings. I actually had that happen to Hawkman recently. So you got to kind of pull that out and then put it back in together. Luckily, it didn't break. If it broke, I would have had a meltdown right here at the table. But I'll have to knock that back in. So that is a little unfortunate. But that's the way the cookie crumbles from time to time, especially with McFarlane. McFarlane's got good quality, but we've seen more quality issues from McFarlane probably than most of the companies over the last couple of years, maybe. We'll call it that. Gonna have to play with it, get that out. I need to get the peg out and plug it back into here. It is what it is. Luckily, it's not broken. It's fixable. It's fixable. So at the end of the day, going to make sure he fits on the spawn stand. He better fit on the spawn stand or it's going to be a real bad day at the office. Luckily, he does fit right there. If you need to, it'd just look better if his wing was attached like it should be. But it is what it is. But we do got the Redeemer here for a little comparison action. Is what it is. Not a bad day at the office. Be interested to see what the Chase Platinum version of this one looks. I assume there will be one. I guess we'll see what happens, but could have a different color combination. Who knows? Maybe different wing colors, as we did see a Redeemer with some different colors as well back in the day when this one came out. But the Reaper, he's okay. This is not going to set any worlds on fire. Honestly, I think if you play the long game, you might be able to get him on clearance down the road. We'll see what happens, but I think McFarlane kind of knows, hey, we're not going to make as many Reaper figures as we are Batman or the Joker or a traditional Spawn figure. I think he knows his market, he knows his place, and Reaper will be an interesting one to see how he nets out, especially when he hits store shelves. Can't imagine him super flying off the shelf like some other McFarlane figures. I think that's a fair assessment there. But in okay figures, what we're going to go with the Reaper. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing. Just kind of somewhere in the middle. Really depends how deep you are into your Spawn collection is really where it ends up going for me, at least. But you guys tell me in the comments your thoughts on the Reaper. Are you picking him up? You passing? You playing the long game? You playing the no game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content, if you can believe that, on Patreon. Of course, you get early access to both YouTube channels over there on Patreon. All kinds of stuff going on, and best place to support the channel, as you guys do know. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for the Reaper, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.